So while we're awaiting that press conference, let's go to our guests here in studio. Eric Guster, criminal defense attorney. Harry Houck, a former NYPD detective. I'm going to ask you both the same question. Eric.
Yes.
Did the grand jury get it right or wrong?
I believe the grand jury got this one wrong. Looking at this video, I did not think that it would be a murder case. I never thought that for 1 second. But criminally negligent homicide or a lower level charge like that was very appropriate under these circumstances.
Could have been second-degree manslaughter, criminally negligent homicide, felony assault, reckless endangerment. Could have been a whole host of things, right or wrong?
Well, they definitely got it right. I mean, he definitely should have been no indictment here in this case.
Why?
But the fact was the police officers in this case acted properly. All right, they were effecting an arrest. All right, Mr. Garner decided that he wanted to resist arrest, and there was actions that he had made, all right, that were very aggressive towards the police officers. Now, any police officer who has faced this situation before,
right,
all right, would know that an aggressive stance was starting to take place. Also, what he's saying is occurring, then the officer has to take him down.
But here, by the way, breaking news happening right now. The New York judge in Staten Island has just announced that he will release some of the grand jury testimony. That is key, because as you recall, in the Ferguson situation, the prosecutor released that right away when the decision came out, all of it, so that all of America, and the world for that matter, could see exactly what went on inside that room. Well, now, actually, the prosecutor, I believe, in Staten Island, is it not the case, Eric and Harry, who wanted this to be released? He had asked the judge to do that, and now the New York judge just announcing that some of that testimony will be released. Okay, thoughts on that first before I show another snippet of video?
It's very interesting that all these police officers who were part of this arrest got immunity to testify, so I'm very interested to read what that testimony said. And Harry made a point that they were effecting arrest, but this was for an offense that was essentially a ticket. This is like being stopped for speeding.
He wasn't even really selling these cigarettes at the time.
Exactly. There was no evidence of him selling anything, and then they arrested him, which goes to the civil rights case.
But here's my problem with the whole situation, more so than anything else. Show this part of the video. This is after the so-called chokehold. And this is when Eric Garner is down on the ground, gentlemen, and nobody's helping him.
Yeah.
It looks as if nobody's helping him. And I think this is one of the things that the American public can't wrap their heads around. Right. When somebody's potentially dying in front of you, you don't help, Harry.
Well, they definitely should have been helping him. I'm sure that if he was in respiratory arrest at the time, there should have been something done. I don't know what time the EMS responded. I don't know if the officers were going to try and do CPR on the gentleman or not. I don't even know if he was unconscious at that time. You really can't tell from the video he's unconscious. He's just laying down there. Okay.
But we know he died on the way to the hospital.
Right,
so he was obviously in a lot of pain and a lot of trouble. And he said 11 times, "I can't breathe." What else do the police officers need to say this man needs medical help? And I'm sure they've been trained on CPR, and no one did anything.
Are they trained on CPR?
Let me tell you, yes, they are. But the fact is that you don't say, "I can't breathe." All right. If you've got compression on your chest, all right, and you really can't breathe, you can't say, "I can't breathe."
No, that's like saying if you cut off a hose pipe, that no more water can come out.
No, that's
just
right.
because
you're blocking an airway so he can't breathe.
If your airway is blocked 80%, you can still talk, which 80% will kill you.
We're going to continue.
Down 100 times, Gretchen.
Okay.
All right, and never killed anybody and never hurt anybody severely. This is the only way you can take a man down who's 6'4", 300 pounds.
We're going to continue to discuss this with a medical professional afterwards in about 20 minutes from now. In the meantime, I got to get some of these grand jury details that are going to be released, because this is what we're now getting into Fox. The grand jury, of course, it sat for a period of 9 weeks. The grand jury heard from a total of 50 witnesses. 22 witnesses were civilians. Remaining witnesses were police officers, emergency medical personnel, and doctors. 60 exhibits were admitted into evidence, including 4 videos, records regarding NYPD policies and procedures, medical records pertaining to treatment of the deceased Eric Garner. So once again, the breaking news happening right now is that the New York judge in Staten Island deciding that he will release part of the grand jury testimony. We don't know when that's going to happen, if it's today or another day, and what it is, but we will bring it to you.